So let's chat about Nike, which is the world's leading sports footwear, apparel, equipment and accessories company.
It has a market cap of $84 billion. It did reach $100 billion at one point. PE ratio of 23.36 and a dividend yield of 1.39%.
Let's have a look at the share price graph before we go any further.
So there we can see that horrible pullback. It's been a tough year for Nike. I actually recently read the founder, Phil Knight's book. It's called Shoe Dog. It's a fantastic story. So I'd recommend anyone to go out there.
Go by. It sounds like a good read.
Obsessed with shoes. And funnily enough, we're going to talk about Adidas later. And you know, the main objective there, that was Adidas started before Nike, and that was their objective. It was just to catch and beat Adidas. And we'll see, you know, market cap sales-wise, they actually managed to achieve that.
The proverbial question, given the downturn in that share price graph, is this a buying opportunity if you believe long-term in Nike?
Yeah, well, look, you know, consumers, when they see something that's 25% off, yeah, potentially the stock is on sale. The thing is that this is never a cheap stock from a valuation basis. So, you know, you are paying for really a premium brand within stocks, and you're paying for a massive, massive player in the US market, dominant, huge brand loyalty. So yeah, you know, I think you can view the price weakness as a short-term opportunity.
You are steeped in this in the Vestac portfolios. Byron, is that correct?
Yeah, that's it. I think what's sort of happened is investors are struggling to conceptualize the fact that third-party sales are coming down. You know, the sort of third-party sports retailers like the Hold Sports and so on, but on a more global scale, Foot Locker. You know, Nike is responsible for over 70% of Foot Locker sales. That's coming down, because what's happening is, firstly, Nike have their own concept Nike stores, and then the online trade is picking up a lot. And I don't know, investors may be a bit scared of that shift.
The online trade, a big advantage going forward. This is the way things are going to happen in the world, and like it or not, you've got to get part of the trend.
I think so. And you know, their online store, I think, is almost the benchmark for what you would want as a consumer in terms of customization, availability, stock range, etc. So yeah, I mean, online, it's direct to your consumers. There's higher margins than going through a third party, as Byron was mentioning. And yeah, I mean, I think that they are still incredibly well positioned. The short-term weakness is a concern, but what I like about the stock is big growth in these areas and regions that everyone's trying to get into. The Greater China region particularly, we're seeing big uptake there.
Your level of conviction, are you buying more at current levels?
I certainly think so. As Devin mentioned, you know, this isn't just a developed or developing market story. People in developed markets who are fat and unhealthy and been eating too much McDonald's are incentivized to go out and get healthy. In the developing world, people are able to afford these goods more and more. In fact, the Chinese government have already earmarked billions of dollars of spend on getting their nation healthy, you know, incentivizing people to play more sports and get more involved. And that's happening naturally in the developed world, and in the developing world, we're seeing more and more of that. So the sector is extremely exciting. Nike is probably the most visual brand.
Let me put a question to you. What about the gear, the sports apparel that you can buy, non-branded, which really looks very similar to the Nikes and the Adidas, etc., etc. Is that not so the price points are much, much better. Is that not going to be a significant competitor?
Sure. Look, I mean, just for me personally, no, I'm still a bit of a brand addict. So, you know, there's that perception of quality. Yeah. You know, even if maybe the two shirts were made in the same factory somewhere, there is a perception of quality. And I think, you know, you're buying that assurance that you're always going to get that standard and consistent quality coming through. So, yeah, I mean, I think that says something.
Hot or not, Byron, on Nike?
Yeah, I'm going to be very hot on Nike. Certainly, I think this pullback is a good buying opportunity.
Hot or not, Devin?
Hot for me. I mean, not cheap by any means, but cheaper than it has been this year.